What's up, everyone? I hope you guys are doing great. So today's video is going to be about Malcolm X, because Malcolm X was just a character like every other celebrity that I've exposed. He was not a real person. He was placed in the media on purpose to infiltrate and to push an agenda, and I'm going to get into all of that in this video. But before I get into the video, make sure you guys drop a like, share, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, and follow me on Instagram as well. The link is in the description below. And also subscribe to my Patreon if you're interested in exclusive content that is not allowed on YouTube, because there's a lot of stuff that I want to make videos about that I can't on YouTube because YouTube is very sensitive about certain topics. So if you guys are interested in that, the link to my Patreon is in the description below. I just dropped a really good video about Elon Musk on my Patreon, and I really appreciate everyone that subscribed. But anyways, now let's get into the video. So as you guys can see by this picture, this looks a lot like Malcolm X, but this is actually a rapper called Lupe Fiasco. And as you guys can see, he looks so much like Malcolm X. I mean, they have the same exact head shape. Their hairline is almost exactly the same. You guys see how Lupe Fiasco's hairline goes up a bit right there? Malcolm X has the same thing going on with his hairline. Their hair is very similar. Their forehead is very similar. The eyebrows are very similar, and the mouth is exactly the same. So Malcolm X faked his death, and they recycled his whole character and created this new Lupe Fiasco character for the younger generation. And that's why both of these characters have a lot in common. They have very similar views when it comes to politics and stuff like that. One thing I really don't like about Lupe Fiasco is he promotes the shot a lot, if you guys know what I'm saying. I can't say the full word, but, when the lockdown happened, he would go live like every day, and he really promoted the shot to a lot of people. And it's sad because a lot of people look up to Lupe Fiasco. They think he's this woke rapper that's going to tell them the truth. And this is why I tell you guys to not worship any celebrities. Don't follow these celebrities. Don't do what they say. Don't get influenced by these celebrities, because all of them are here to promote something to you, push an agenda to you, and mind control you. They do a lot of mind control with symbolism and stuff like that, and I'm going to get to that later on in this video. So make sure you guys watch this entire video, because at the end I'm going to break down the symbolism that they do, and I'm also going to break down the gematria and the scripting of Malcolm X's fake death. So make sure you guys watch this entire video. But anyways, as you guys can see, Lupe Fiasco and Malcolm X look so much alike. I've been doing research on this one for a long time now. If you guys remember, I made a video about Mac Miller 8 months ago, and back then I mentioned that I was going to make a Malcolm X video, but I wanted to take my time with this video because this is a very important video, so I wanted to make sure that I show as many things as possible in this video. And also, this is a very deep video because a lot of people are attached to Malcolm X. All of these fake woke people nowadays exist because of Malcolm X. He was one of the first fake woke leaders that they pushed. And every other fake woke leader nowadays is here because of Malcolm X. He created that whole agenda. So that's why there's some celebrities that try to act like they're woke, like Lupe Fiasco, for example. And even Nas and Rashad Jamal, I just made videos about them. Make sure you guys go check those out. A lot of people were hurt when I exposed them because people are attached to these fake woke celebrities, but none of them are real. So I'm going to keep exposing every single one of them because they're actually the worst celebrities. People think that they're real and they're here to help, but they're not. Every single one of them have an agenda. But anyways, as you guys can see, here's some more comparisons of Malcolm X and Lupe Fiasco. Now let's get into the third character involved in this situation, which is Russell Westbrook, the basketball player, because he looks exactly like Lupe Fiasco, because he looks so much like Lupe Fiasco and Malcolm X. It's pretty obvious that he's another one of their characters. So here's a really good comparison of Lupe and Russell Westbrook. And then here we got Russell Westbrook and Malcolm X. They look so much alike right here. One thing that all of these characters have in common is those big eyes and that same exact mouth. And also all of them have a gap in their front teeth. And I'm going to show you guys some pictures of that. But, another thing they like to do is wear glasses a lot. All three of these characters love to wear glasses. And I tried finding pictures of Malcolm X without glasses, and there was only like two, so it's kind of weird that 99% of his pictures he has glasses on. So that's why I try to find pictures of Russell and Lupe with glasses on so you guys can see the resemblance. Because glasses really do change up how you look a bit. But anyways, as you guys can see right here, they look so much alike. And then here's a comparison of Lupe and Russell Westbrook. They all have that same forehead and head shape. And the jawline is the same as well. And they also have the same chin. And then here we got Lupe Fiasco and Malcolm X. And then here's Lupe Fiasco and Russell Westbrook. So I'm going to keep showing you guys comparisons of Lupe and Russell, and then Russell and Malcolm, and then Lupe and Malcolm back to back so you guys can see how much all three of these characters resemble each other. So here we got Russell and Malcolm, and then Lupe and Malcolm. This one is a really good comparison because you can really see that they have the same exact eyes and the same mouth. And then here we got Russell and a young picture of Malcolm. And this picture was funny because a lot of people noticed that Russell looks a lot like Lupe in this picture. And then here we got Malcolm X and Russell Westbrook. He looks so much like him right here. And then this person on Twitter said, I'm pretty sure Russell Westbrook and Lupe Fiasco are the same person. And I explained this on my Patreon video about Elon Musk. These characters are not the same vessel, but the same demonic entity is controlling these vessels. And both of these vessels are based off of Malcolm X. I did a really good breakdown on what these entities are. And I also explained to you guys how they're designing these vessels on my Patreon. So if you guys want my in-depth breakdown of that, go subscribe over there. The link is in the description below. But anyways, here's a comparison of Lupe and Malcolm. And then here we got Malcolm and Lupe again. And then Russell Westbrook and Lupe Fiasco. And then here's Russell and Lupe again. This one is extremely undeniable because they look exactly the same right here. You can see they got the same exact eyes and nose and mouth. So this comparison is really funny. And then a big connection here is Lupe Fiasco loves wearing basketball jerseys. He even has his own jersey right here that says Fiasco. And the connection there is Russell Westbrook is a basketball player. So that's why Lupe loves basketball. Alright, so now I want to show you guys the gap that all three of these characters have. So this is Malcolm X's gap right here. And I don't know what's wrong with his front teeth, but that shit looks weird. It doesn't even look real. But yeah, as you guys can see, he has a big gap right there. And then Lupe Fiasco has the very similar gap. And then Russell Westbrook has another similar gap as well. So all three of these characters share that same gap. Alright, so now let's get into all of the connections. So Lupe Fiasco made a tweet in 2020 and he said, this Who Killed Malcolm X documentary is biblical. So like I always say, these characters love to reference their base character. Like for example, Wiz Khalifa was always tweeting about Jimi Hendrix and how he's alive and stuff like that. Go watch that video, by the way. I'm going to put a link to it in the description. But yeah, a lot of these celebrities make it very obvious by referencing their base character. And then he even referenced Malcolm X in a song called Around My Way. He said a bunch of jail guys say it's highly ineffective. Depart from Martin, connect on Malcolm X tip. And then another connection is Lupe Fiasco is officially teaching a rap class at MIT. And it says Professor Fiasco received some love from Jermaine Dupri and other rappers on the accomplishment. And Divine Sade showed me this because she knew I was working on this video. And this is a connection right here because Lupe Fiasco is teaching now. And that was one thing that Malcolm X did a lot. He gave these big speeches and stuff like that. So they both have that in common. And also in this picture, he looks so much like Malcolm X, man. Like, if you stare at this picture for a while, you're going to start to see Malcolm X. And it kind of creeped me out when I noticed it. Get a good look at this picture. And now let's look at Malcolm X. They look so much alike. It's crazy. Alright, so now another major connection with this is Malcolm X was Muslim, right? And of course, Lupe Fiasco is also Muslim. So a lot of times you guys will notice that when they recycle these characters, they always end up doing very similar things or participating in certain things that are the same as their other character. Alright, so now let's get into the Nas connections, because Nas connects all three of these characters because he's around all three of them. So if you guys haven't seen my video about Nas, make sure you guys go check that out. The video is called Nas is Ray J. I'm going to put a link to this video in the description below and at the very end of the video too, because this was a groundbreaking video, you know, because a lot of people think Nas is a real person and he's woke and shit like that. But I did a really good job exposing him and showing you guys that he's not real at all. And he's pushing an agenda just like every other single celebrity. So I exposed two of Nas's characters in this video. You know, the first one was Ray J, obviously. But I also exposed his soccer player character because his youngest character is this soccer player right here on the right. And his name is Malcolm. And as you guys can see, it's very obvious, you know, with this comparison alone. I'm pretty sure everyone can see the resemblance. But the fact that this soccer player's name is Malcolm is a major connection to all of these characters. Because if you guys saw my Nas video, I showed this screenshot because Nas and Malcolm X have the same great-grandfather. Well, it was Malcolm X's great-great-grandfather, but to Nas, it's his great-great-great-great-grandfather. So technically, they're both related, and that's why Nas connects all of these characters. Because Malcolm X's new characters are Lupe Fiasco and Russell Westbrook, right? So that's why Nas is with Lupe Fiasco right here. And then here's a picture of them in the studio. And then Lupe Fiasco even has a song called King Nas. And then Nas also connects Russell Westbrook because he has a lot of pictures with him as well. So here's Nas and Russell Westbrook. And he even put Russell Westbrook in his music video. So you can see he's right here. And then another big connection with Russell Westbrook and Malcolm X is Russell Westbrook dyed his hair red exactly like Malcolm X. So here he is. As you guys can see, he has the red hair. And Malcolm X was known for having red hair, you know, which is kind of rare. But he did have natural red hair, I guess. And Nas was also a big connection with my Rashad Jamal video, because one of Nas's closest friends is the rapper AZ, and Rashad Jamal's character is based off of AZ. So if you guys haven't seen this video, make sure you guys go check that out. You know, this was a really good video. I'm going to put a link to this video in the description and at the very end of the video. You know, a lot of people were hurt by this video because people think Rashad Jamal is real for some reason. And a lot of people were hurt by my Nas video as well. But like I said, don't trust any of these fake woke celebrities or revolutionaries, as they like to call themselves, because none of them are real. And Malcolm X is the main reason why we even have these fake woke celebrities, because like I said in the beginning of this video, he was the very first one, you know what I mean? So that's why even Rashad Jamal has this profile picture, his face on Malcolm X's picture. So yeah, that's why I'm going to keep exposing these fake woke celebrities. And I don't care if people get mad, because I noticed that a lot of people are more attached to these fake woke celebrities than the regular celebrities. So it's very important that I expose all of them. Alright, so now let's get into the gematria and the scripting of Malcolm X's fake death. So Malcolm X faked his death on February 21st, 1965. And this is important because the numerology of this date equals 88. And 88 is basically just 44 plus 44. And 44 is a big number that they use in gematria when they fake deaths of political leaders and stuff like that. Alright, so I'm going to do the numerology for you guys right now. So the date is February 21st, 65. And when you write that out, it's 2/21/65. So I'm going to go to the calculator and show you guys that it adds up to 88. Alright, so 2 plus 21 plus 65 equals 88. And like I said, 88 is basically just 44 twice. And even Russell Westbrook was born on 1988. So that's another big 88 connection. And here's another 44 connection. So the guy that supposedly killed Malcolm X was in jail for 44 years and now he's free, as you guys can see right here. So of course they used the number 44. And of course he went to trial in 1966, because 66 is 33 plus 33. Here's some more proof that they love to use 44 when they fake their death. Martin Luther King Jr. faked his death on April 4th. And when you write that out, it's 4/4, which is basically 44. So there's some more proof that they love to use 44 when they script out these fake deaths. And also, I'm going to make another video about Martin Luther King pretty soon because I really want to correct that video. But anyways, the reason why they love to use 44 a lot is because Jesuit order equals 144. And I explained in my Young Thug video what the Jesuit order is and who the Jesuits are. So go watch that video if you want to see my breakdown of that. But basically the Jesuits are in the Society of Jesus, and they're the ones that are scripting everything. And another reason why they love to use 44 is because shooting and execution equals 44. So that's why 44 was involved with Martin Luther King's death and Malcolm X's death, because shooting and execution equal 44. And both of those characters were supposedly shot and executed. And the crazy thing about this is Lupe Fiasco also equals 44 in the same exact cipher as shooting and execution. So I wouldn't be surprised if they fake Lupe Fiasco's death. And also Lupe Fiasco and shooting both equal 107 in the same cipher. So there's a really good chance that something is going to happen to Lupe Fiasco. And I'm going to get into that right now because there's a lot of predictive programming with that. So the first thing I noticed is literally his stage name is Fiasco, and the definition of fiasco is a thing that is a complete failure, especially in a ludicrous or humiliating way. And right here at the bottom it says similar is failure or disaster, and other words for fiasco are disaster, catastrophe, debacle. So his name is literally a disaster or a catastrophe. So when he fakes his death, it will literally be a fiasco. It's going to be a disaster. So his name is literally predictive programming of his death. And now some major predictive programming that I noticed is with Tyler, the Creator, because he made a tweet at 3:38 a.m. and he said, "We didn't protect Lupe, man." And this tweet is basically insinuating that Lupe Fiasco died. And the weird thing about this is, like I said, this tweet was made at 3:38 a.m. And the reason for that is because death equals 38. And then also there's a 33 in this. And masonry equals 33. But anyways, this tweet is very important because he's pretty much putting it in plain sight that Lupe Fiasco is going to die. And Lupe Fiasco responded and he said, "I'm still here, fam. LOL. I'm happy. Family good. Life is awesome. Make my little money doing shows to fund my little side hustles. Join the Illuminati." So he's pretty much just putting it in plain sight. And then he said, "This P word is better than it's ever been. Chill case looking promising. Lawsuit settled. Booty muscles looking 25 again. Solid." And they did both of these tweets on September 16th. So that date might have some significance to his death. But we'll just have to wait and see when that happens. And by the way, make sure you guys go watch my video about Tyler, the Creator. I'm going to put a link to this video in the description below. He connects a lot of characters and I've been referencing him a lot lately. And I might make a part 2 to this video because he has so many different characters and I want to break all of them down. But in this one, I really exposed his soccer player character because that one is just extremely obvious. Alright, so now let's get into some more scripting with Malcolm X's death. So Malcolm X was born in Omaha, Nebraska. And there's a lot of weird things surrounding Omaha. There's like a crossroad there. And there's a lot of weird shit that goes on in that city. And a lot of people don't really know about that. But if you've done research on that city, you would know about that. But anyways, not only is that weird that he was born there, but Omaha and death literally have the same exact numbers in gematria. And they're all in the same ciphers as well. So they both equal 38 right here. And then they both equal 20, 97, and 25. And the reason why I circled 25 in red is because that connects to his date of birth because he was born in 1925, and Omaha and death both equal 25. So that's some more scripting right there. And of course, he was born on May 19th. 9 signifies the end, and 9 is the last number. And then, of course, he fakes his death at 39. Once again, 9 is the last number, and that's the last of the 30s. But the main reason why he faked his death at 39 is because Malcolm X equals 93 in gematria. So when you reverse the 93, you get 39. So his whole death was completely scripted, and there's so much more gematria that I could do with that, but I don't want to make this video too long. So now let's just get into some gematria with Russell Westbrook, because even Russell Westbrook has a lot of gematria surrounding death with his character. So murder and Russell both equal 83 in the same cipher. And then killing and Westbrook both equal 38 in the same cipher, and 115 in the same cipher as well. Alright, so now let's get into the symbolism that Malcolm X did, because a lot of people think he's a real person, but like I said, he's an infiltrator like everybody else. First thing you have to question is, how was he allowed on these mainstream platforms like the news and shit like that? He was literally on these mainstream platforms that only someone that's infiltrating can be involved in. Normal real people can't be on these platforms. Only these fake celebrities can. And as you guys can see, it's very obvious that he's not real. That's why he does all this symbolism right here. Whenever you see celebrities doing this symbolism, that lets you know that they're not real. So right here, he's pointing to his head, which is very symbolic. And then he also has this Muslim ring right here, and that symbol is very symbolic. And then right here, he's doing symbolism as well. And even this is symbolism. And I'm not saying that you as a regular person can't do these things, because that's not what I'm trying to say. When I point out this symbolism, it's because these celebrities purposely take pictures doing stuff like this. Like, who would take a picture doing this weird pose? All of these hand signs that they do are very symbolic, and they're actually putting you under mind control. I'm going to show you guys a lot of pictures of Lupe doing symbolism, because he does it the most out of all three of these characters. And the reason why Malcolm X shows his ring a lot while doing symbolism is because, like I said, this is a big symbol in Freemasonry. Alright, so Lupe Fiasco's symbolism disturbs me the most because he does it in plain sight, man. It's disgusting, man, because he's literally doing magic right in front of you. And if you were a regular person, you wouldn't even notice that he's doing symbolism right here. And that means that they have you under a spell. If you can't notice this symbolism, then you are under their spell. Here he is doing symbolism again. And they love to do this symbolism because it's mind controlling people that don't know about it. So even this is symbolism. Pharrell loves to do that for some reason. And then right here, he's doing one eye symbolism. And right here, he's just doing symbolism in plain sight, man. He doesn't even try to hide it. And that's the disturbing part. When they don't even try to hide it, it's just like right in front of your face. But the crazy thing is, regular people that are under this spell won't even notice this, even though it's right in front of their face. And then sometimes it's a little bit more hidden, like right here. You actually have to zoom in to see it. So he has this fake peace sign symbol. This symbol does not symbolize peace. And then he has the anarchy symbol right there. The anarchists are also infiltrators. I explained that in my video about the cards. And then he also has this lightning bolt symbol, which is a reference to a lot of things like Zeus and a lot of other things. And then, like I said, none of these things that they say are peace signs actually mean peace. They just disguise it as peace signs so that they can get away with doing it. And they also have regular people doing this when they take pictures because it makes them get away with it, because it's normalized in society. So when celebrities do this, they're not doing it because it's a peace sign. They're doing symbolic hand gestures. And like I said, all of these hand gestures are mind controlling you. This is magic right here. If you ever watch their music videos, they do magic a lot by constantly flashing these hand signs. And Lupe just does it so much in plain sight, man. It's so disturbing to me. And once again, a regular person wouldn't even notice the symbolism right here. But if you look closely, he's doing it right there. And this is double symbolism because also when they touch their chin like that, that's also symbolism. You know, so don't think this is just a coincidence. You know, this is all symbolism right here. And here he is putting it in plain sight. You know, he does this one so much. This one is a direct energy attack to any of his fans. So that's why I really don't like this hand gesture right here. And they got so many regular people to do it nowadays. And then here he is with his diamond symbolism. And then he got 33 on his shirt. You know, masonry equals 33. And then he's wearing this outfit. And this entire outfit is skull and bone symbolism. But it also symbolizes that he might fake his death. And it's also symbolizing the fact that his base character is a death faker, which is Malcolm X. And then right here, he's wearing black and white, symbolizing duality. You know, once again, it's so disturbing how much symbolism Lupe Fiasco does. And then right here, he's with Daylyt, and he's doing symbolism again. And if you guys haven't seen my Daylyt video, make sure you guys go check that out. Because Virgil Abloh is Daylyt. And this was a really good video. Because Daylyt is another one of those fake woke celebrities. So I'm going to put a link to this video in the description so you guys can go check that out. And one thing that Daylyt and Lupe Fiasco and J. Cole do is they like to dress like this, like if they're homeless or something, because it gives the illusion that they're a regular, real person and that they're down to earth or whatever, but none of them are. You know, they just love to wear this just to brainwash people into thinking that they're genuine and real. You know, especially J. Cole, he looks completely homeless. And they do that on purpose. So now let's get into Russell Westbrook's symbolism. And I don't even have much to say about this. You guys can see for yourself. He's literally pushing an agenda with his skirt. You know, he loves to wear these skirts. So this one I really have nothing to say about. He's pretty much pushing the zesty agenda heavily right here. Because this is some fruity shit. I don't care what nobody says. This is really some fugazi ass shit. You know, men should not be wearing skirts. That's a girl thing. And they're trying to make society gender fluid. And they're trying to make people desensitized to this. To think that this is okay. And then right here he has a very symbolic necklace. And right here as well. And then he has this Jimi Hendrix shirt on. And all these colors and stuff are also used to mind control as well. And if you guys haven't seen my video about Jimi Hendrix, make sure you guys go check that out. I'm going to put a link to this in the description below. Because Jimi Hendrix is Morgan Freeman and Wiz Khalifa. Alright, so last thing I want to talk about is the Damage Control movie that they made. You know, they love making these biopics. And when they make these movies, you know, they use other celebrities that are not that person. So for example, right here, they use Denzel Washington to play Malcolm X in a movie. Even though he clearly looks nothing like Malcolm X. You know, I already exposed Denzel Washington in this video 3 months ago. Because Denzel Washington is actually A$AP Rocky. So make sure you guys go watch this video. I'm going to put a link to this video in the description as well. And then last thing I want to talk about is Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali. So both of them were Muslim, right? And I made a video about how Muhammad Ali is Kevin Gates. And of course, Kevin Gates is Muslim as well. So that's something that all of these characters have in common. You know, Malcolm X and Lupe Fiasco are both Muslim. And then Malcolm X was friends with Muhammad Ali. And Muhammad Ali's new character is Kevin Gates. And he's also Muslim. So that's just a major similarity that they all have. So make sure you guys go watch this video as well. The link is in the description below. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it for the video. I really appreciate every single one of you for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to drop a like, share, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. I really appreciate everyone that's been supporting my channel and my Patreon. You know, it means so much to me that you guys love my videos because I put a lot of hard work and effort into these videos. So it's nice to see that you guys really enjoy them. So shout out to everyone that's watching this video. And let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. And I'm out.